Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome to GEST August and September of 2013. We have got a best of 3 coming up tonight between Team Impervious, a Singaporean team, and GxGaming Brutal, which is a Thai team. Thank you of course to the sponsors of GEST, which would be Gigabyte, Corsair, Western Digital, and of course Dota Talk for very kindly allowing me to cast this tonight. It should be a pretty interesting bunch of games. Both of these teams are known for being a bit more aggressive in their play. They usually, pick up early game heroes like the Wisp, which has been banned out. Nagasara, Nature's Prophet, very gank-oriented heroes. Both of them have, picked up Bounty Hunter a couple of times as well. Dragon Knight, those sorts of heroes. So I'm expecting a lot of aggression from both teams. And, not really a farm fest, some people are more excited than that, which is a good way to start the night, in my opinion, because we've got 2 best of 3s coming up, so there's a substantial amount of games for tonight. But looking at the bans, Batrider's actually been let through, which is, wow, pretty interesting, but they don't even go for him. They go for the Nagasaren as their first pick. So like I said, both teams very impartial to the Nagasaren, so they'd rather have her over the Batrider. And now Team Impervious is just thinking to themselves, we let the Batrider through, but do we actually want it? But yeah, they do. They're going to pick up that Batrider. Probably going to see maybe if the Lifestealer picked up, so Ninja Boogie going to be playing that Lifestealer, most likely. They usually like to put him on kind of an early game, early online carry with a great amount of damage. He likes to play quite aggressive, farming just for a little bit, and then once it hits maybe 15 to 20 minutes, he just goes full aggressive with his team. Next pickup, going to be that Nature's Prophet, so very push-oriented lineup and good early game. Both teams really tend to concentrate on just winning their lanes, so they're not too worried about late game. Most of them just want to get up, fast pushing, get down towers, get gold, get kills, so not going to see, we might see something like an anti-mage, but more likely we're going to see something like the Dragon Knight, like I said. Rubik going to be a popular pickup most likely, and it looks like GxGaming are going to be banning out those nicer Lifestealer combos like the Storm Spirit. Maybe the Queen or Pain or Puck will be banned out. Kind of depends on what they want to pick up, since they do have, they've got the second pick, so they can't ban out both. I guess so if they're going to ban out the Puck, so leaving the Queen of Pain in the pool. Chen being banned out because GxGaming are pretty avid Chen players as well. I've seen them pick them up numerous games that I've casted for them, so obviously just trying to get rid of the heroes that they're most fond of. Carry-wise for GxGaming, they tend to pick up Juggernaut quite a bit, so we might see them go for that. Nagasara Juggernaut +1 is a very strong combo. Maybe a Crystal Maiden for a little bit more mana, or the Rubik, like I said, he's very popular. Team Impervious having a bit of a think about it. Visage is actually still in the pool. He hasn't been banned or picked up yet, so either team could use him quite nicely. I mean, Team Impervious probably want to get maybe a little bit more nuking power or stunning. Maybe or something like the Rubik has been banned out now, but I don't know. Maybe something like a Lena or a THD, just to kind of lock down this Nagasaren, because Lifestealer can kind of beat away at her all he likes, but if she casts that Song of the Siren and he's 1v5ing, in the mid-game to late game team fights, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble, so they want something they can kind of lock down the Nagasaren with, I would assume. But maybe going to see them pick up the Queen of Pain now, since she is in the pool, or TA. I'm not too sure who this sub is. They haven't got Chibi. Chibi's away at Army at the moment, so they're using a sub who I'm not sure who's going to be playing the mid, because Chibi normally plays the mid, but since he's away they might be swapping it around, so I guess we're going to have to see what they do with that. But either way, they're thinking about it. Support-wise, like I said, Visage could be a good pickup. Darkseer, still in the pool, very strong offlaner, and GxGaming are going to deny the Queen of Pain from them, just picking it up instantly. But that's a nice amount of AoE damage, and it does mean that we're not going to be seeing any of the more common Lifestealer bombs, such as the Storm Spirit, the Park, the Queen of Pain, or the Nature's Prophet, which is, well, I guess I got the Batrider. But Batrider typically kind of blinks in, grabs someone to force stuff them out, rather than Lifestealer, just jumping in as they do huge damage. But with Darkseer, he's probably not going to be too worried, because he can just be surged in anyway. Plus, it does give them some nice AoE. Vacuum them all into a nice amount of Firefly is quite painful, and it's a good kind of dispositioning spell. So they've got the Vacuum to pull them over here, and Batrider to pull them over there, and GxGaming, you're going to have to watch that positioning so they don't all get caught, in a big bundle or far out from each other and get picked off. It's kind of a scary combo, because if you're standing too close together, potential for a huge wombo combo in your face, and Team Impervious might decide to go for a nice AoE hero that can combo with the Darkseer. I mean, I haven't seen them pick up Magnus or anything like that too much, but I mean, there's probably going to be their 3 cores there, but even as support, there's got some AoE. And of course, if they stand too far apart on GxGaming, the Batrider's just going to blink in and grab one of them for a pick-off. So they've got to really watch their positioning and ensure that they're not so close that they can all get vacuumed in, but they're not too far away that they can get picked off easily. And here is like the Queen of Pain and the Prophet are going to be quite happy with that. Queen of Pain can just stand quite far back and blink into the team fight, so Nature's Prophet can TP in after the initiation's already gone off. But it's going to be the Naga Siren who's going to have to watch her back, because Batrider will be eyeing her greedily every single team fight, because she's going to be the one that he wants to get rid of, because that Song of the Siren is one of the best counter initiation tools in the game as well as initiation tools. And if she can cast that when Rage is going, that's going to be a 5v1, able to take down the Lifestealer carry on Ninja Boogie. But they're going to go for the Crystal Maiden as the next pick, so she's got a decent amount of AoE in terms of her ultimate as well as that Crystal Nova, and just generally a very strong support. And GxGaming are going to pick up the Visage for their next support in the tri-lane. So Naga Siren, Visage +1. Like I said, I think Juggernaut will be a strong pickup for them. Otherwise they might go for something like the Dragon Knight. We have seen him into tri-lanes a little bit more recently than we used to, but in general he's not terrible in tri-lanes. He kind of needs the experience, but if you've got the supports pulling, then he's able to get a fair amount of solo experience. But we might see something even, more different, like maybe a TA in the tri-lane, using that negative armor to take down the Lifestealer, or Elder Titan has been completely ignored thus far, so, I mean, maybe one team will pick him up, but he kind of doesn't fit into either lineup at the moment, as they're looking for a carry, and they're looking for one more support, most likely. And banning out the Doom.
Dire team pick.
Team Impervious don't really want to get that Queen of Pain doomed, or whoever they're picking up for their carry. Might be possibility of him getting doomed. And Gyrocopter, like I said, they're looking for a carry to go into that tri-lane, and Gyrocopter combos quite well with the Queen of Pain, with the Visage, a lot of nuking damage coming out in the early game, and good mid-game potential with the Nature's Prophet and the Queen of Pain. And late game, of course, they've got the Naga Siren, the Gyrocopter, the Nature's Prophet. So banning out the Gyrocopter kind of rounds out the draft, since if they did pick it up, would have been a pretty nice draft for them. And Team Impervious looking for one more support. Like I said, I think that a AoE support would do quite well for them. Someone with a little bit more tanking ability. I think THD honestly would fit in perfectly, but they might not want to go for him. They might go for something like an Enchantress, quite honestly, and just go for a greedy laugh. No, they're going to go for the Dragon Knight, so that is a very greedy lineup. It looks like Batrider or Darkseer will be in the jungle. Lifestealer, CM lane, and Dragon Knight mid, most likely, possibly. I mean, definitely it'd be a very difficult tri-lane if they had, Dragon Knight CM plus one of these in a tri-lane, or sorry, Lifestealer CM plus one of these two in a tri-lane. So they're just going for a full greedy lineup and really hoping that GxGaming can't capitalize on it. And this is
Enchantress.
But it looks like they will be, because they're picking up an Enchantress for themselves. Both of these are very interesting lineups, I'm going to be honest. I mean, GxGaming don't have a traditional carry, quote unquote, unless they're running the Naga Siren as a carry, which is not unheard of in the Eastern Dota scene. It's definitely... I forgot to put my voice on a game. Okay. Yeah, Enchantress, sorry, Naga Siren as a carry is definitely not unheard of in the Eastern scene. But it's a very, very kind of greedy lineup, I guess. I mean, well, especially on Impervious, having that jungler as well as... Well, Ninja Boogie going the Dragon Knight, so... I'm honestly not sure. With this, having this sub in has kind of thrown me askew, as I don't know quite exactly what they're going to do with the lanes. But I'll go through the players quickly, and we can maybe have a peek at their items and have a guess at what they're going to be doing with these lanes. We're going to have, on the side of GX Brutal, Noki is going to be playing that Visage. MyPro will be on the Naga Siren. Nature's Prophet is going to be played by Solotic. Jalez will be on the Enchantress, and KYT will be on the Queen of Pain. On the side of Impervious, we have got Elsmurf, aka No Woman No Cry, on the Batrider. Ninja Boogie will be on the Dragon Knight. Raveplay will be playing the offlane Darkseer, or Jungle Darkseer, I'm not too sure which. Kia will be playing the Crystal Maiden support, and Solus Christus will be playing the Lifestealer, and he's the stand-in. So a lot of this is going to depend for Impervious who goes into the jungle. I would say Darkseer is the better offlaner and Batrider is the better jungler, just because Batrider can get, a very, very fast blink. We saw a couple of days ago. A 6 or 7 minute blink coming out on a Batrider in that game with the Medusa. I think it was Team Liquid. I don't want to be incorrect though, so it definitely is possible to get a very, very fast boot blink up and then just be able to gain quite aggressively. And we can see already GxGaming are looking like they're intending on running an aggressive trialing. They really want to punish the greedy lineup coming out from Impervious, because Impervious do have, well, essentially 4 cores, and this Crystal Main's going to have to be playing, well, full support. Looks like, yeah, Batrider might be going to the jungle, as he did buy the Observer Wards. If he was going to the lane, most likely wouldn't be picking those up. And Lifestealer going for the Quelling Blade. Looks like Ninja Boogie will be running the mid lane. So typically if they plays a tri-lane farmer, but since Chibi's actually away at the moment, he's typically their mid. They'll be putting Ninja Boogie in the mid lane and Rayflu in the off lane. So this does mean Nagasiren's going to be farming on this side, and they're just going to be running that aggressive tri-lane, looks like. Just, yeah, trying to shut down the really greedy lineup, because this Batrider, he can get shut down pretty easily, honestly. Before he hits level 3 or 4, he doesn't kill stacks that quickly. I mean, with level 2 and getting that sticky napalm, he can take this big stack down quite efficiently, but that's all kind of relying on getting level 2, which means he's going to have to kill this camp twice, as well as stacking this one a fair few times to just get enough stacks up to make it worth it. So if they do, you know, send the Enchantress into the jungle, she's probably going to pick a creep up here and run around, try and block the CM from pulling, and then just go bug the Batrider before he hits level 2. So 30-second kill this one, you know, stack this at 52, come back here, kill that again, that gets him level 2. So pretty much going to be, mouse keeps going crazy, pretty much going to be relying on Enchantress getting there before maybe 1 minute and 15 seconds just to kind of gank him. She's picking up an invisibility rune first, so she's going to be quite happy with that, able to scout out exactly what they're doing, and she might even wait until we see the Batrider getting quite low, since he usually ends up on maybe 100 or 200 health from killing that stack first. And Batrider, you can see he's just kind of hanging out here. Jala's going to be scouting him out. In mid lane, Ninja Boogie versus KYT, the advantage goes to the Queen of Pain. I mean, typically in a mid lane, if you're going to have a Queen of Pain versus any kind of melee hero, they're going to have a hard time. She blocked the camp there and then went and picked up this creep just to kind of annoy him and scare him out of lane. But Queen of Pain really excels against melee heroes typically, because she just got that annoying harassment coming out from the Shadow Strike. And actually Kyo here might be in a little bit of trouble, but no, he's just going to use that Frostbite on the range, on the creep the Enchantress picked up here, and they're going to be able to kill that off quite easily. I mean, that's the power of, and it's Crystal Maiden against, you know, an Enchantress or a Chen, is that Frostbite lasts for 10 seconds on any sort of creep, so you can really just wait until the Enchantress sends a creep at you and then just kill it off. And that gave them all 19 experience, which is better than nothing, I guess, and it does kind of give Batrider just a couple of seconds to decide where he's going, and he might actually be heading into the enemy jungle. But in mid lane, like I was saying, KYT should be having a pretty good time. Ninja Boogie's just going to be trying to get farm using that Breathe Fire, but until he gets that bottle up, which he's not going to be able to get because it looks like Darkseid was ferrying a bottle to himself. Yeah, until he gets that bottle up, he really can't do anything in lane, and we do see a Flying Courier coming out quite quickly, as he needs that bottle. His aim in the lane is essentially just to farm using the Breathe Fire, but of course if he can't, you know, get close enough to lane without the bottle, he's going to have a very, very difficult time. But he's got the bottle up now, so he'll probably just be standing all the way back here. KYT getting total free farm, 12 to 7. Ninja Boogie only on 3 to 0, but that delayed... Oh, even Enchantress has been so annoying. This is one of the worst creeps to lane against if you are playing in the mid lane, because it has that Chain Lightning, only costs 50 mana, and you can spam it non-stop. So she just has to send that creep in every couple of seconds and just spam it on him, and it does 140 damage from a 500, no, more than 500. It's a huge cast range, and it's just going to get Ninja Boogie lower and lower, and KYT might even go in for a kill there. She has kind of got the ability to. But in the lane here we see Elsmurf just giving up on being in the jungle. He knows Enchantress is going to stop him every time he tries to go in. So he's coming to bot lane. Darkseid's going to be cutting the lane. He needs to kind of bottle crow at the moment, but probably cutting and pulling possibly, just so he can farm both the pull camp as well as the creep wave. And they're probably going to do a lot of pressure on to Solotic. He's going for the Midas Rush, picked up his Gloves of Haste first. So he's pretty easy to kill. He's not going for the phase boots rush, so his move speed is going to be quite low, and when you're versing a Batrider, he's probably going to be surged up. That's a lot of damage going to be coming out of him. And we actually see GxGaming rotating into the jungle, their own jungle, just to try and shut down this dual lane that's going against Solodic. On mid lane, KYT picked up an illusion rune in his bottle. Ninja Boogie's having a better time now. He's not so worried since he has, you know, just got the ability to breathe fire spam. That's all he needs to do. And as soon as he can kind of get control of the courier again, or get lucky and get that bot rune, he'll be happy. And you can actually see Kyo rotating into the mid lane. He's got a smoke on him. He wants to kind of get a kill if he can. KYT level 5 compared to Ninja Boogie's level 4. And Ninja Boogie's kind of baiting it out. Kyo going in quite aggressively. KYT looks like he even is considering diving, but he does actually spot the Crystal Maiden coming in from behind. Darkseer is going to get that bot rune, just using the surge to get away, so KYT not going to find anything there. But it was a failed gank coming out from the Crystal Maiden, so it's going to waste a lot of time. And also, that's going to be a couple of, well, a minute or so without any farm on Darkseer, and I actually missed first blood because I'm good. But there would have just been KYT, well, harassing him down. We saw in the mid lane how low he was getting. And actually, top lane, just before I go into that, we see Noki be initiated on. Kyo is there to join the party, trying to nuke down Kyo as much as he can, but not able to do that much. And now MyPro coming in, but he's a little bit too late. Kyo's going to run back on half health. And yeah, in mid lane, we do see just how KYT is just being so aggressive, harassing him down. Even though he missed the rune, he didn't really care. Kyo still didn't have his own bottle. It was on negative charges, on no charges, and on bot lane. Nature's probably going to die out as well. Darkseer on the DD rune. Got very close to killing out Elsmurf, but not quite enough. And in terms of kills, that's actually pretty good for Impervious. GX Brutal really concentrated on picking up stronger lanes as much as they could, just to kind of shut them down, but a little bit of mispositioning coming out from the Visage got him picked off.
Radiant's bottom tower
Standing out here all alone is a little bit risky.
Radiant structures
And while Ninja
fortified.
Boogie did die, it's kind of expected he's not going to have the best lane. All he really wants to do is hit level 6, get that ultimate, and then just start ganking. And on top lane, we do see Nature's Prophet just giving up on that bot lane. He knows there's not that much he can do, and GxGaming is doing his best in the jungle to try and help out ganking, but it's very, very hard when you've got the Darkseer and the Batrider, two of the most mobile heroes in the game, honestly. And GxGaming now
Dire's top tower
just going to go mid lane to get a little bit of experience, but Kyo is kind of there to join the party. Top tower getting pushed quite aggressively by Solodic, MyPro, and Noki.
Structures are fortified.
They really want to get some towers down, and the lifesteal has actually pulled, so it shouldn't be that hard for them. Regeneration rune going to be found bot by Kyo. Darkseer will come pick it up, and lifesteal has actually picked up his face boots now, so he'll be able to play a little bit more aggressive than he could previously. And No Woman No Cry going to be having a better time in the jungle than he was with the Enchantress here. And actually Queen of Pain managed to pick off Crystal Maiden, but Raveflu and Ninja Boogie are here to help out. Not going to have enough damage to kill him off, most likely. He's getting very, very close to being able to blink away. He actually pops that bottle, very nicely done by him, as he was using that bottle without it being taken off from the Darkseer Iron Shell. So healing up his mana and being able to run away, and Enchantress is there just to help out. But another pick, well actually no, a good pick off for them. Score is 2-2 at the moment. Kyo getting taken down isn't the end of the world, but it's a nice kill for KYT, sorry. Solodic almost got up that Midas. MyPro just saving gold. He could be going for a Radiance Rush. I mean, it's not unheard of to get a Radiance Rush and a Nagasaran carry, because it does kind of mean that you can push all lanes and even farm the jungle at the same time. But I don't know if he's going to be able to find the farm before the aggressive pushing comes out from Impervious. I mean, Dragonite will be level 6. He's already level 6, and so we might be seeing him just trying to take down the mid tower. Still Kyo just standing behind him and on bot lane. Darkseer almost got that mech up. Just needs 800, 900, 700 more gold, and then he'll have that going. Batrider no closer to his blink than he was a couple of minutes ago, but not necessarily, you know, he needs to get the blink up, but it's not the end of the world that he doesn't have it up, because Lifesteal is doing alright on farm, and if we look at the golden experience graph, it's going in favour of GX Brutal, but they did really concentrate everything on kind of winning the lane, so you really would think it'd be a bit more, and experience is actually going in favour of Impervious. And that's probably because they do have such a greedy lineup. I mean, they had 4 core farmers compared to... Well, I guess 4 on GX Brutal, but the Enchantress is one of those heroes that spends a lot more time kind of shutting other people down than actually farming up herself. And now we are going to see a push coming out on the bot lane, taking down that Darkseid creep, using all the nukes they can. And looks like Nug's actually going to be going for a drum. So she's just helping out with that early game push. Nice aura that'll help out. With the creeps attacking the tower, since they do have a lot of summons, probably even going to see if Vlad's picked up on her or the Enchantress. And Wraithflu is doing his best to kind of try and stop this push. We're going to see a lot of rotations coming in. This will be a big team fight. Ninja Boogie comes in first, gets a nice stun off on MyPro. They can try and drop him down, but unfortunately he's got that Song of the Siren. He's going to be able to cast out, get in the tower, and then just counter initiation. Using that Song of the Siren to just kind of run back and... Oh, it's very, very hard to outrun them. They do have the surge on that Lifestealer, and Lifestealer will catch sight of MyPro. Nature's Prophet being a little bit sneaky, but he will be able to get away, casting the trees that bait them to go there. And due to the night vision, they did not have any kind of vision of MyPro, the Naga Siren. He's just going to be able to run back. But this might be at the loss of the bottom tier 1 tower for them. But in exchange, they all rotated mid lane, so good communication by them. And nice use of the Naga Siren ulti, and just showing why she's such a bannable hero. How are you meant to fight against that? They use everything they could to kind of try and take her down, but since she is the carry, she has decent amount of farm and decent levels, and she could just pop that Song of the Siren and just run away. We're going to see Slodic with his Midas up. He's already cast it once, so his experience will be skyrocketing at this point. KYT going for that Orchid. Probably going to be using that on either the Batrider, the Darkseer, or the Lifestealer. Not too much of a point of using it on the Dragon Knight, as he is such a tank hero, and if she can catch the Crystal Maiden away from the team, that's another viable option, just trying to pick off Kyo, who's going to have virtually no items. He is playing 5 position in the most literal sense. He's not farming at all. He's got 7 CS, but most of that's going to be from the jungle, and he's buying all wards, bought the Flying Courier, everything. Actually, KYT playing with fire just a little bit. He has got an invisibility rune, but he's standing in the middle of 5 heroes. So if that invis rune wears out, he's going to be in trouble. And Kyo might even be dropping a sentry now just to do some dewarding, which... Oh, beautifully done. Nature's Prophet just using that ultimate to get a lot of damage onto CM, and Kyo is going to fall now from the Scream of Pain and Sonic Wave coming out from... KYT, so a good little pick up there. It does mean that both the ultimates are going to be on cooldown for a minute or so, well 2 minutes for the Queen of Pain, but ultimately they're kind of getting whatever gold advantage they can, as is the normal way of playing. I mean, CS wise, it's pretty even across the board. I mean, everyone's been farming a significant amount, quite honestly. Just trying to get up, you know, as much of an early game advantage as they can. Both teams are kind of scared because they know each other are going to be playing very, very aggressively, so they don't want to play so aggressively that they kind of lose any advantage. And actually on top lane we're going to be seeing Noki getting initiated on by the Lifestealer, but unfortunately Lifestealer doesn't have a stun, so Noki just says, okay, well, whatever, and TP's out. And now we're going to see a push on mid lane, Ninja Boogie popping that ultimate. They know Visage can't rotate in. Queen of Pain is lucky in the bushes, but no blink on Batrider quite yet, so he might not be able to get a pick off. Actually, Surge is going to be going in, but KYT just going to blink off. Jelez is going to be the target of choice, though. Going to be grabbed out by the Batrider, dragged back into the fight. Stun coming out from Ninja Boogie, and he's going to drop down now, but Net coming in from the Naga Siren onto Ninja Boogie. Oh, Jelez bought out, but accidentally cancelled his TP, so that's going to be a huge mistake by him, and this might mean that GxGaming cannot fight. Impervious is just going to be backing off, and that was a really unfortunate buyout by Jelez. We saw him cast that TP and then he cancelled it. So a little bit of a mistake, and that really cost him, well, a fair amount of gold. 300 gold on a support. But now they are just going to smoke up, and head top wanting to get a pick off on this Lifestealer, which they are capable of doing. They've got the Naga Siren net, which goes through rage, and she's going to be leaving the charge, being able to net him if he does decide to try and TP out. And otherwise just keep him, you know, locked down a little bit. And they didn't see the smoke, but they're aware that something's wrong, and they're all just going to be playing a little bit more passively. Running back, and nope, they're actually just going to go home. Rage goes off. He jumps inside of a creep, though. They pop the creep down instantly, and he's now running for his life. He's got the drum popped on the Naga Siren. He's juking around just a little bit, and he's so tank, it's very hard to kill him. And now a rotation coming in from Wraithflu, vacuum into 3, but Visage Suns catching both Ninja Boogie and Kyo. Now Song of the Siren just going to be used to just plan out what they're doing. They seem to be deciding to run away. Ninja Boogie going to get surged forward, going for the stun onto, he's not too sure who. Ninja Boogie going to be popping down all these illusions, and now ultimate coming out from the Queen of Pain. Ninja Boogie is going to drive, but it is going to be possibly the trade of MyPro, who's just running now with that huge damage from the Iron Shell, and he's going to get taken down. And meanwhile, back up here, Queen of Pain going to get a pick off on Crystal Maiden yet again. Christ is running for his life. He's going to pop that Rage though, and might be able to get away. They're looking to go for Rayflu now, who might be caught out of position, but he's just going to use that surge. They haven't got any lockdown. MyPro is dead. Nothing really to stop that at this point now, and now Queen of Pain blinking away. Rotation coming back in, and Blink Dagger will be up now on No Woman No Cry very, very soon. In fact, it will be up on him right now, so that's going to be the initiation from Impervious that they wanted. Getting nice and ready, and actually Nature's Prophet's picked up the mechanism now for the side of GX Brutal, so normally you don't see Nature's Prophet holding the mech. I mean, he does occasionally pick it up if he is going for kind of a utility split pusher. We might see him picking up something like the Heaven Halberd, maybe Necronomicon, or going just straight for a Hex if he thinks he's going to get the farm up. But the mechanism does mean that he has got, or mechanism does mean, sorry, that he's got huge EHPs, very, very hard to take down, especially once he gets those treads up too. Mechanism, I don't know. Anyway, Soul is just farming. His armlet has been picked up. Still nothing on Keo, but Darkseer's got that mech, and he could be going for a Blink Dagger next. They might just be going for kind of that rushing your face build. Maybe going to see a Shadow Blade picked up on the Dragon Knight rather than a BKB, but at the moment he's 1-2. He's not farming too well. And he's really angry at this Queen of Pain. He wants to take her down. He's just aggressively pinging her, and they say, no man, let's just push top tower. Come on. He's like, I want blood. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, he's going to come top. His ultimate is up. And it might be an exchange at the tier 2 bot tower, which GxGaming are kind of walking towards menacingly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Nature's probably going to drop his ultimate, just trying to do a little bit of pushing back onto this tier 1 tower, and a tier 2 for tier 1 is going to be a much better trade, especially this tower, which is kind of the Roshan protection tower, is that path there. It's, you know, the best tower for them to TP to get that Roshan, but they are just going to pop the fortified tower. It's probably going to fall anyway, and Visage just sending in those bursts, getting some nice micro there to get the stuns off. Initiation coming in from the Lifestealer with a Batrider inside, Batrider inside a Lifestealer, and they're instantly going to drop down Visage. Next target is going to be MyPro. His song is up in 8 seconds, so he's running for his life. Beautiful trap coming out from the Nature's Prophet, but Surge onto Solus. He's got the song up in 1 second. He's just going to pop it instantly. The tier 2 tower did fall, and now they're all just going to rotate out with the TP scrolls. So there's a trade of a tier 1 for a tier 2 as well as 1 kill. Score-wise it's 5-5 at the moment, so neither team really taking a huge advantage. Looking at the gold, it is going in favour of GX Brutal, but a lot of that will be due to the towers, because it's 3 towers to 4. In addition to that, experience is essentially even, about 500. No, actually 0 in favour of GX Brutal after this most recent pick-off. 0 in favour of nobody after this most recent pick-off. Actually, we're going to see going on to Crisis now, but he has got that Calling Blade, just going to bite his way out. They've got the DD room, but are they going to go for it? No, they're going to back off now. A little bit too close to the tower, and with that Frostbite, they can just keep her locked in position. She won't be able to blink away. So with this tier 2 tower down, GX Brutal might be able to go in and get the Roshan quite easily. It's not going to be that much of a problem. Actually, no, she's trying to go in yet again, but they're saying let's go push top lane possibly, just get down some more tier 2 towers. Mid tier 2 going to be defended quite aggressively. Ninja Boogie going for the BKB, it looks like he has picked up that Ogre Club, so that will mean he's going to be able to run into the middle of the team fight. And if they can kind of coordinate popping the BKB on the Dragon Knight as well as the Rage on the Lifestealer, they'd have a better chance of kind of fighting. But ultimately, it's kind of scary when you're versing a Naga Siren to pop that BKB, because she can just use that Song of the Siren to kind of get you into a you versus team situation, as it will put all your allies to sleep, but not you. But I mean, build-wise, she's picked up the drums, she's got the Tranquil Boots, she's not picking up any real core items though. Apart from the drums, she's not as a carry, she hasn't got any big items, but the Lifestealer, he's going for a Basher, so he's probably going for a pretty early build as well. And actually we're going to see that Lifestealer inside of the Batrider yet again. They're looking for blood, but this annoying creep just going to be spamming onto that Batrider to say, no, you can't blink, you can't blink, bro. Don't even try it. But Jalez might be a little bit out of position here.
Dire's top tower
but no, they're not going to be able to go on him. And actually in mid lane, I can't click on the map for some reason. There we go. In mid lane, just gonna see Ninja Boogie just TP out. He was trying to push down the mid tower, but unfortunately too many rotations coming in. Tower is not within deny range though, so that's a good thing in Impervious. It does mean that they will be able to, well, possibly go in and get the tower down. And actually we're going to see smoke up from Kyo, Batrider and the Lifestealer just hiding inside the Batrider. We're going to be able to find KYT, Lifestealer jumping out, and KYT dominating streak is just going to drop in a matter of seconds.
You left me numb.
Nice warding, and Crystal Maiden actually going to pick up a gem now, so she's really just playing that support role.
Denied.
I think Visage probably going to back off, but he's going to use the familiars to get the deny on the tower if he can. Tower will be going. Yep, there we go, and a beautiful deny coming out from the Visage.
Tower has been denied.
So that's a lot of gold just being taken away from Impervious, and they kind of need gold at the moment because the advantage is going in favour of GX Brutal, even after this pick off on the Queen of Pain, which they desperately needed as she was getting ready to snowball. Picked up the Orchid already at 19, well, it was about 18 minute Orchid. And worth noting that there is actually a Blink Dagger now on the Darkseer, so he's going to be very happy to, well, help initiate. Batrider, Darkseer, just going to face rush, blink in and go for a nice pick off. As I said, all the dispositioning spells coming out from them with the Vacuum as well as the Lasso. It does mean that GX Brutal are going to have to be very, very careful, especially with all the core items coming up on Impervious now. And they are smoked up, hanging out behind MyPro, who looks like he might be going to the Radiance now. He has got 2,800 gold, and with that Radiance it would actually be quite handy against all these Blink Daggers we are seeing picked up. And Batrider now might be in a little bit of trouble. He's got the Lifestealer inside of him and he's just waiting. They want to pick off MyPro, they're not sure where they are, and he's thinking about it. Is he going to go? Yes, he is going to go in. Initiation coming off, but the whole team is there to join the party. MyPro might actually die that knows she's going to be able to get out fine, and Song of the Siren going off, just letting all get into position. Even Nature's Prophet coming in to join the party. Huge ultimate coming out. Wraithflu is coming in, using that surge to get in very, very quickly, but Solace might be the one to drop down now. Batrider just going to TP out. KYT pops in a Visor and just kind of hides in the jungle there, but a nice pick off and a beautiful bait coming out from the Naga. Just using a Trickle Boots to get back up to full health, but I mean that was kind of what they needed. Lifestealer was getting pretty decent farm. Looking at the net worth, oh, he's still below all of them, but he's topping his team, so if they can just keep him shut down, it does mean that there's going to be no real fear of anyone kind of snowballing onto them. You're not going to be seeing any huge items coming out from that Lifestealer, and you could really see that they were just targeting him down intentionally. Batrider holding the gem, holding the Blink Dagger, but he's not really too close to his 4-staff. And once he does get that 4-staff, I mean, it'll be big, but it won't be the end of the world, because he's probably not going to be forcing anyone too far away, so he's going to have that Lifestealer inside of him. And so just shutting down the Lifestealer, you can see they just focus fired on him. Just intending on him not getting the core items up. And now Batrider hanging out in mid lane, getting some farm up. He does want that 4-staff to be, you know, to be up, but still going to be about 300-ish gold, 400-ish gold away. And they did go for a push on the top tower, but not going to find it. Too many rotations coming in from the side of Impervious. And I mean, at this point, Impervious, they really kind of need to watch themselves carefully. I mean, the Batrider pick-off, it worked on KYT, and that was really, really good for them. But unfortunately, now they're going to be playing a little bit more safely. There was 4 heroes off the map when they did go on MyPro, so now they're going to be a bit more aware that, hey, they're probably going to be baiting us. Got to watch out. And even Enchantress now picking up a smoke, so we might be seeing another smoke gang coming out from the side of GX Brutal. Item-wise, Nature's Prophet, 2,900 gold in the bank, so his options are open. Like I said, if he wants to go for a bit more of a split pusher build, he could pick up that Necronomicon. It's a very nice item on Nature's Prophet. It does give the nice aura, which goes quite well with heroes like the Nagasara and the Enchantress, and himself, who all have summons or illusions in the case of Nagasaran. Alternatively, he could go for the Hex and just use that as an initiation tool. They can use the Orchid on the Queen of Pain to blink in and disable someone like the Darkseer or the Batrider, and then the Hex to come in and kill off that Lifestealer or the Dragon Knight. That's going to be very good, but the Dragon Knight's going to have his BKB up now. Someone's been doing some nice stacking for him. He's a happy chappy, bought the recipe already. Nagasaran will be using her illusions to scout this out. And Surge is just going to get them all away. They're a little bit too scared. Ninja Boogie taking a lot of damage, but from the Riptide nuke. But no, he's still got his ultimate up, so he knows he's good to push. And Nature's Prophet, he sees that the whole team was down here. They're all farming this ancient stack together. And actually, No Woman No Cry going in for a bit of a pick-off. He's got that 4-star, so he's just going to grab the Nagasara and drag her into the team. And she's going to drop very, very quickly. Too much damage coming out. And she was playing a bit crazy. Well, not crazily. She was farming a little bit too aggressively when she knew the whole team was there. And this does mean that Impervious is just going to go in and pick up that Roshan. And I don't think GxGaming are in the position to defend it. I mean, at most, maybe Queen of Pain could blink in and steal it, but instead they're just going to be forced to resign themselves to a push on the tier 2 tower if they can. Nature's Prophet is doing his best to do it, but that Roshan is going to drop so quickly. I mean, maybe Visage can send the Familiars in, get a stun off, and then steal the Aegis. I mean, maybe that's what they're going for. No, he's just going to kill one Aegis off. Trying to delay it, but no, Lifestealer just going to pick that 8 up to us. And then 3 TPs instantly to top tower. Top tower will be dropping, probably to the Nature's Prophet with all those little summons, but no, it's going to go to the Radiant. And now Visage spotted out. Batrider does actually see him, going to be doing some dewarding there. And Lord is going to rotate back to base. So, that was not the best for GX Brutal. They had a huge advantage, but I mean, I'm expecting we're going to see the gold dropping down just a little bit now. Experience especially going in favour of Impervious, and Nagasaran, she's got enough to buy a relic, and I think she's sending the courier to the shop right now. So it looks like she will be going for that Radiance build, and the Radiance will be really, really helpful, but it does mean that she's kind of forced into farming just a little bit longer. Kind of maybe going to be a 27-minute Radiance or so, which is not that strong considering. Is she going for the Radiance? Yep, she's going to pick up that relic. I mean, it does mean she's going to be able to send, summon all these illusions, send one to here, one to here, one to here, one, two, three illusions to each camp, and then kind of use the Riptide to farm. It will increase the ability of her to farm, but it also means that she's not going to have any kind of core items up to help out in team fights, especially, I mean, when you consider the BKB is up on the Dragon Knight, they're going to have some kind of physical damage to take him down, and there's just not that much damage coming out from MyPro at the moment. It's kind of forcing them into farming just that little bit longer. And Impervious, now they've got the Aegis, they're going to be pushing their advantage. Sentry is dropped in mid though, so there might be no, they did actually spot, that was nicely done by them. They saw the sentry there, they knew they just dewarded this one here, so they saw the sentry and went, no, we have to go the other way in case they're looking at the map. Ninja Boogie won't be joining the team for a fight, he's going to go into mid lane and help push it out using that Iron Shell. But GxGaming are aware that something's up. A new ward's going to be dropped, just scouting out this area here, so that's a nice little ward there. And No Woman No Cry just hanging out here waiting for someone to show face. Might be seeing that Nagasaran illusion getting blinked on, but no, and now Impervious are thinking, hey, we couldn't find them when we smoked up, maybe they're in our jungle. So they're going to be playing quite safely as well, and we're going to be spotting a DD rune at top lane. Just going to get denied now by Visage and his familiars. And if we look at hero level, supports are just so under-leveled, quite honestly, but given that Impervious kind of had 4 cores rather than just the 3 that we saw on GX Brutal, you can kind of see the difference in levels. So they've got 2 heroes that are under-leveled, level 8 at 26 minutes, whereas the Darkseid, the Batrider, they're both level 11, and the cores are all actually around about the same level, apart from Nagasaran, who's same level as the offlaners. So I mean, level-wise, Impervious' greedy draft is kind of not doing them too much harm. They didn't have the best early game, but they're bringing it back now, and GX Brutal, they definitely have got the ability to go late. This Radiance is going to be up very, very soon on the Nagasaran, which will definitely help her farming ability, but she's going to have to rely on her team to kind of turtle and create enough pressure for her to farm up maybe a Manta, maybe a Heart, Diffusal Blade, a whole bunch of core items before she can really participate in team fights. And you can see GxGaming have just got fantastic teamwork. I mean, both teams are doing really, really well in terms of rotating together. They're not, leaving one behind. Nagasaran's ensuring that she's the last one to TP out when she uses the song. And same with Impervious. They're all just acting like a team. They're not, running around solo style, which is really nice to see. It's showing how these teams are kind of improving over time rather than just stagnating. And they've obviously been training very, very hard. Shadowblade now picked up on Ninja Boogie as well, so they're really just going for that face rush style, I guess would be the way to put it. They really want to be able to just get into the team fight very, very quickly and pick off that Nagasara, and she's just going to be the prime target #1, which is why she needs up a whole bunch of core items like, you know, the heart, the butterfly, etc., so she can survive that onslaught, because Lifestealer, Bat Bomb, going to be flying onto her face, Dragon Knight, you know, jumping in and getting the stun off with that Shadow Blade initiation, and they haven't got a gem yet on the side of GX Brutal as far as I'm aware. Nope, no gem up, so if they don't watch themselves, they will have a really bad fight coming up. They're going to have to, you know, make sure they check out the items on Ninja Boogie. They have got sentries up on the Enchantress, so he's going to have to plant those, well, kind of early before the fight really starts, so they can, you know, see if Ninja Boogie's coming in, and that's really going to depend on, well, where they pick a fight. It looks like Queen of Pain going for the Hex next. Radiance has been picked up, is just flying out to him on the bird, and Aegis is going to be down in 1 minute, so they've kind of turtled long enough that the Aegis has become a null item. They did get the gold from it, which was really good, as well as the experience, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The actual Aegis didn't get to be used, so they did a good job of dodging team fights on the side of GX Brutal, and Nature's Prophet trying to get the 9 in the tower, but Enchantress trying to get the 9 in the tower, but not going to find it. And now is the time that towers begin to get pushed down, and there is a TP up on Mypro, so he should be good to go back and help defend, but he's definitely going to be trying to get some farm up and do a bit of pressuring himself. Nature's Prophet is here, both of them able to go back, and actually Hex picked up on Nature's Prophet as well, so he's going to be helping out quite a lot in team fights, just disabling one, and this pressure that they're pushing on to GX Brutal is giving them a nice advantage, and actually, oh no, they're in trouble. Solodic running for his life. Nagasara just going to pop that ultimate though. Like I said, great teamwork. I don't know if they knew that Ninja Boogie was kind of chasing them down, but they guessed that something was up because that Batrider was going so aggressively and Nature's Prophet wasn't going to have the opportunity to TP. So Nagasara taking one for the team, putting her ultimate on cooldown, but it was to save her ally. So brave. So brave. But yeah, no, she's just going to send those illusions out to start farming. With the Radiance, she doesn't need to be there. She can actively push out a lane and farm the jungle at the same time, and probably going to be seeing some nice micro coming out from her. Especially since it is actually a smoked up illusion. It's not going to be taking any damage from the creeps. That will be revealed by that lovely guy right there. But it looks like they are going to be 5 men in top. The Aegis has fallen now. Abyssal Blade picked up on the Lifestealer though, so Nagasara, like I said, she's got to be careful, and they don't have a Song of the Siren now, so maybe now's not the best time to be fighting, but they're actually going to find No Woman No Cry with the Lifestealer inside of him. Lifestealer's just going to pop that rage and run away. He says no, and that's going to be the gem they pick up, so Sentry dropped just to make some space, and they've got the gem. And that means that Ninja Boogie's pickup, that 3,300 pickup, is going to be quite counted in terms of initiation. As running away, you know, escaping tool, it's not that bad. He just has to avoid being around the Visage. I think he's got the gem, yeah. But that was a really, really good pickup, and just, again, a little bit too aggressive coming out from Impervious. There were 5 off the map, and they still decided to go in and got caught out for it. And now they're going to be doing a bit of damage now to the bot tower. Sorry, the top tower. They haven't got that much damage. They've got a little bit, but the Nagasara, of course, is very, very careful. And actually get us initiation and beautiful wall and vacuum into 4. But no pick off, that mech being popped by the Nature's Prophet going to save all, and the drums just going to be used to run away. They're playing so carefully. But with this wall up, they really can't fight. So a good use of... Actually, he's going for a Lincoln's. A good use of, well, communication. Mech just popped and they all just backed together. As 5, they said. As 5. That's the best arrow ever. Anyway. Boots of Travel now picked up on No Woman No Cry. With this lifesteal, it does mean they're going to be able to do those global ganks, but again, GX Brutal are just playing teamwork like a boss. They're just standing together at all times, and I mean, they must have been practicing so hard. They're really playing their hearts out at the moment, I have to say. Gonna find a regeneration room, but just gonna ignore it. No, they're gonna pick it up. Visage the only one being seen at the moment. Lifestealer did not have vision of that. There's no wards around the top rune, but he kind of guesses at something up. The rest of his team's all smoked up around the ancients. They just killed the stack off. Ninja Boogie must have, using his ultimate. His net worth is slowly creeping up, and well, these two were above the Lifestealer and the Dragon Knight, but not anymore. But GxGaming just going to keep the pressure on the top lane. That's all they really want to do at the moment, is just sit top and ensure that Impervious can't push without taking a loss of racks themselves, because they have got that great global teleport ability from the Nature's Prophet. That's why he's such an annoying hero. Just versing that Rat Dota is horrifying. We can see Ninja Boogie on bot lane now. Maybe going to see him actually get initiated on. He's farming alone quite aggressively. The only one nearby is the Darkseer, who's not that close, honestly. But no, it looks like GxGaming just more interested in pushing, and
Radiant's bottom tower
Enchantress is using
under
those
attack.
creeps to, try and annoy and cancel the Blink Dagger on that Batrider. Not going to be able to do it, but Nagasaran, is she going to send her illusions in? Yep, getting that Radiance onto the Batrider so he can't blink and initiate in on them. And actually, no, they are going to be going for Ninja Boogie. He's all alone. He's the only one there on the side of the map. And he's going to be using that Shadow Blade to get away, but Nature's Prophet, beautiful trap, catches him. Fantastic trap, honestly. And they're actually going to get Ninja Boogie for this. They do have the gem, and Ninja Boogie is going to die. That was just 10 out of 10 by Solotic there. He didn't have any vision. Visage was too far back, and he just did a blind trap on the ground and caught him. Wow. And Batrider now is here, so he's going to have to watch out. If they catch sight of him, he's going to be a dead bat. But no, he's going to be alright. He's going to get away. Slug blocking himself in the trees there. And now the Roshan is up, so that might be the target. And Impervious is aware. Dragon Knight he does have buyout, so if they do get this going too far into the Roshan pit, they might see a bit of initiation buyout from the Dragon Knight going in. But no, they actually decide that they're going to keep mid lane pressured in. Batrider might be catching onto the oh no, he got silenced by the Queen of Pain. How is her reactions that fast? Well, that was another fantastic play coming out from GxGaming. Batrider blinked in to get the lasso off, but the Queen of Pain just instantly silenced him. I mean, maybe he cast the trees and they had vision of him. I honestly don't know what happened, but now Lifestealer Bomb is it's off cooldown there, so he must have been standing inside of them for very long, and this is going to be a 5-on-5 fight. But of course, at the Roshan pit, I would say that GxGaming have got that advantage because Nagasaran can cast her Song of the Siren, and it will not sleep the Roshan. Wow, huge plays. Now KYT just farming up. He's got the Lincoln, so that does mean he'll be able to dodge the Batrider initiation if he's going to be the target. Otherwise, they haven't got that many single target spells on Impervious. They've got Batrider with his lasso, they've got the stun coming out from the Dragon Knight, and they've got Crystal Maiden with her Frostbite, as well as the Open Wounds. So I mean, ultimately, there's not that many spells that will cancel the Lincolns, and the ones that will, apart from the Open Wounds, are all ones that can kind of counter the Queen of Pain quite effectively. So if she gets frostbitten, she can't blink away, she's going to die. If she gets stunned, she can't blink away, she's probably going to die. If she gets lassoed, she's probably going to die. So ultimately, they're going to have to target at least 2 disables onto KYT to take him down. It means it's a good pickup. I mean, I honestly am not a fan of picking up Lincolns every game just because it's a good pick up on some heroes. I think it depends on the heroes that the enemy has, and in this game I think Lincoln's is actually a really good pickup. A BKB would also be a nice pickup, but Lincoln's does kind of mean that she's going to be able to run quite aggressively, and any stun she can tank for my pro is going to be really, really good for her. And looking at net worth now, she's actually I'm going to see initiation now. No Woman No Cry, and he's just going to drop in a matter of seconds, and that's another gem. There's another gem on the ground, but they just ignore it. Come on, there's a gem. Yeah, they finally noticed it. There we go, they're going to pick that up, and now they're going to go into the Roshan pit. There's no Batrider. And this should be a free Roshan. There's really not that much that Impervious can really defend this. They haven't got the Batrider, and the lanes have just been pushed in because there's Nagasaran using her illusions to go around the map, keeping the creep waves pushed into the side of Impervious's base.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Nagasaran going to grab that Aegis now, so she's going to be even harder to kill, and she is actually going for a Lincoln's herself, so that's a pickup when Nagasaran was run as a carry for a brief while. That was kind of pickup that we did see on her, and this means that the Batrider's going to have to watch whatever hero he decides to target, because 2 of them are going to have Lincolns, and actually on top lane we're going to be seeing another initiation, but they don't have any kind of reveal, so they're going to have to do this very, very carefully. Batrider, his blink is going to be cancelled by an ultimate coming out from Nature's Prophet before he Shadow Blades away, so yet another failed pick-off for Impervious. They're having such a tough game. no new items on the Lifestealer for a fair while. He's only died once, but farm-wise he's doing okay. He's definitely not, lacking in farm particularly, but he hasn't, been AFK farming like you might expect on a Lifestealer in a game that is going late. And Enchantress got to force stuff up, Queen of Pain, Lincoln's, and going for the Hex now, it looks like. Force stuff up on the Visage as well, so that does mean they're going to be able to kind of escape. Lincoln's, like I said, going to be up on the Naga very soon. Shadowblade, Hex, Mech, as well as 2.1k gold on the Nature's Prophet. Kyo's got absolutely nothing, just support items essentially. Rave Plu has got the BKB up as well as 1.3k gold. Still no new items, like I said, on him, but he has got 3.5k gold, so he might be able to buy something soon. Nothing new on him, just with Travel Blink 4 stuff, and AC has actually been picked up now by Ninja Boogie. So, how can Impervious bring this game back into their favour? Looking at the gold graph, I mean, they dropped down to their favour, definitely, but now it's just gone back in the favour of GX Brutal. Looking at experience, it is in favour of Impervious. Hero levels, which is this button. Yeah, the Dragon Knight kind of leading the charge, and these two supports are really bringing down the experience on the side of GX Brutal. Like I mentioned, they did run a dual support, both of them have been buying support items. Gold-wise, they're doing alright, but just on levels, they're kind of comparable to Kyo, who's that full support CM who's just been dying 1 to 3. Oh, we'll get to see it disconnect. But how can Impervious bring this back? At the moment, they're not winning the game. It is going in the favour of GX Brutal because they're just keeping so much pressure on. But Impervious do have, a nice kind of, dual core lineup with 2 strong support. Well, I don't want to say semi-carries, but second cores, I guess. I don't know, with the Batrider and the Darkseer, who can kind of just disrupt team fights. I'll just call them initiators, I suppose. Batrider going with the blink and grabbing one out, and Darkseer with the vacuum into wall. So, in terms of like lineup, they do have a strong lineup. The only thing they have to worry about for is that Rat Dota coming out from the Nagasara now and the Nature's Prophet, which is just going to be increasing as the game goes on. And you can see now Nature's Prophet keeping the top lane push, Nagasara and Illusions pushing out bot and mid, and Impervious are kind of getting to the point where they're just going to have to get up maybe something like a Desolator on one of their heroes and just base rush, because winning a team fight is getting harder and harder. They're not getting the pickoffs they want, and I mean, they really are trying. You can see the Batrider doing some nice rotations around the map with the Lifestealer inside of him. They are finding the heroes, but they're not finding the kills, and that's what they really need. They really need to start finding those kills. So if they can get a couple of nice pickoffs, I'm going to see